So what we're really proposing is that we are introducing, essentially, think about it as a layer that sits between your data sources and your cloud analytical applications, right? What we're calling as an in-memory driven virtual warehouse, which you can spin up or spin down on any cloud very easily, and which can dynamically expand or contract, right? It essentially discovers, catalogs, and caches hot data on the cloud local nodes. But the most important thing is that you can essentially federate your queries, your analytical queries, on data that's residing in main memory, data that could be literally be in your in your original data sources itself. In other words, the queries are analyzed and the right portions of the queries are directly shipped to your data stores, and we can do a federated query across your data sources and data that's sitting in main memory. And the primary idea is that for most of the data that you need for analytics, you essentially land up running those queries primarily in main memory, and it is significantly faster. Now, one way to think about this is like a new cloud cache that is purpose built for analytics. Like, for instance, you might be used to Redis or an Elastic cache for highly concurrent, let's say, key-based lookups, transactional applications. But think about Snappy as something equivalent as a caching tier, but is primarily designed for analytics, which basically means your input is ad hoc queries, and your data is very large, and the data comes from many different classes of data sources, right? It primarily runs in main memory, so you often don't have to do all this laborious ETL. You don't have to generate cubes. It's so fast that you can just dump your raw data and run your queries really, really fast. So in some sense, this is kind of what we think about as a virtual warehouse, and it can run, in fact, on any cloud. I would also say that you shouldn't be confusing this to a product like Snowflake, where the data is all in S3, and it isn't really meant to work directly with your operational stores, right? With SnappyData, you can keep your data on S3, you can retain it inside your operational NoSQL, SQL store, or even HDFS, and we would land up dynamically pulling the data into caches, perhaps even one sort of cluster per application if you want. Much easier to get this going. We will show you through a demo, right?